June 23. What's something you need to check often on your boat trailer? Very, very important. Good morning, guys and girls. Good morning, June 23, reading from my Catch a Better Life book. You want a better life? You want a better life? Get on this YouTube channel, Catch a Better Life with Jimmy Houston. It will absolutely change your life for the better. The channel won't do it. I won't do it. It's God. It's God that'll jump in there and do it, because it says a scripture from every single day. Every single day. We post these at 5 o'clock in the morning Central Time. It's got a devotional that's built around fishing, and it's got a fishing tip for every day. So your life's going to get better. Your life's going to get better. God will see to that. You will enjoy some of the stories and things that we tell, and you're going to become a better fisherman. Now, if that doesn't give you a better life, I don't know what would. All right, here we're looking at John 8:36 on June 23. If the Son of Man makes you free, you shall be free indeed. The Son of Man, Jesus, makes you free, you shall be free indeed. Here's what I wrote about that. Catch and release bass fishing is pretty much a staple in today's tournament rules. Just about every tournament you see, or fish, or kayaks, whatever, are catch and release fishing. When we started fishing, and even several years into our tournament career, keeping bass was the ticket. We kept so many bass it was sinful. We didn't know it was sinful, but it certainly was. In the first tournaments we had, we would keep all the bass. And remember, in the South, most of the states had a 15 bass limit. The first BASS tournament I ever fished, Eufaula, Alabama, 15 bass limit. I only caught 11 the first day, but I caught an 8-10, an 8-14, and a 9-3. 3 fish of a lifetimes, really. 8-10, 8-14, and 9-3. And we piled all those fish in a 14 or 12-foot John boat on ice and gave them away to local charities. The fish went for good causes, but they were all killed. I can remember fishing at Dardanelle, Lake Dardanelle in Arkansas. Chris and I would, in the springtime, go over there like every other day for about 3 weeks when the bass fishing was really, really hot. About the first 3 or 4 or 5 trips, we wouldn't catch any. Then all of a sudden, we'd start catching 25, 30 a day. We caught so many stringers that we brought back to Oklahoma. 20 bass, 2 10-fish limits. In Arkansas was 10. 20 bass that would weigh 60 to 120 pounds. Sometimes we'd have 20 bass in there that averaged 6 pounds apiece. Many times we had 20 that weigh 5 pounds apiece. We'd have 20 in a live well, catch a 5-pounder, and throw a 3-pounder back. Cull. We would cull. We didn't know any better. Stupidity, but we didn't know any better. Nobody released them. For many years on our television shows, we received hundreds, well, literally thousands of letters every year asking us, why we throw the fish back. Said, my mom would kill me if she saw me throwing those fish back. We had so many, a lot of letters was kind of nasty. In fact, letters, that's right, letters. We got about 20,000 letters a year on our television show back then. We didn't have cell phones, text messages, emails, all that kind of stuff. However, catch and release has definitely made bass fishing better all over the country. But can I tell you, it's okay to keep a few to eat. If you're going to keep a few, keep the small ones. Don't keep the big ones. Don't be, taking a 3-pounder out of your live well and putting a 5-pounder in, throwing a 3-pounder back. In fact, don't even keep 3-pounders. Keep those fish that are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 inches long. Keep those fish, take home and eat. Those are great eating. Small bass are great eating. I know some of you are going to chastise me for saying that, but they really are. And if you fish in farm ponds, you probably need to take some. If you fish in some farm ponds or small lakes, you probably need to take some fish out of there anyway. Fortunately, my God practices catch and keep. He does not practice catch and release. Once we give our lives to Him and we make Him Lord of our lives, when we surrender to God, ask Him to come in our life to save us, we make Him Lord of our life. He never lets go. But He does free us from past sins. He frees us from bad habits. He frees us from addictions, poor decisions. That's one of my problems. That's been my problem through the whole life. I've made a lot of bad decisions. Like the guy that runs my production company, Pat Turner, has been with me for well over 20 years. And one of his grandkids told him when he got in trouble, and he told his grandson, he said, don't tell anybody, Otto. And when they got caught, whatever they had been doing bad, and Otto said, Grandpa, we made a bad decision. That was when Otto was really pretty small. But He frees us from all our mistakes. He also frees us from some of the bad things that have been passed down on us from generation to generation. It's likely if your dad drank beer or was an alcoholic, you're probably going to do the same thing. If your granddad, your great-granddad, sometimes these things are passed on. Bad habits are passed down sometimes from generation. You'll have a tendency to use the same kind of language. You have the tendency to mistreat your wife if your father mistreated your mother. You have a tendency to do the bad things that is in your family from generation to generation, as well as the good things. And that's why family life is so important. That's why being a good mom and dad, a good grandma and granddad is so important, because you're going to pass a lot of those things down, both good and bad, to those kids. How wonderful it is to know that we are always His, always, and He's able to set us free from generational mistakes and sins to the things that we made, mistakes that we made today, yesterday, last week. He's able to free us from all of those. What a wonderful God I serve. What a wonderful God. Here's our tip for today. Be sure to check your boat trailer wheel bearings. That's right, your wheel bearings occasionally. A lot of the boat trailers that we have nowadays, my Ranger Trail trailers have a sealed oil in there that doesn't really get wet, but still you need to check your boat trailer bearings. Most of the bearings still have a little cert in there. You have to add a little grease to it every now and then. Check them. You do not want water in there. Water is what's going to cause you a lot of problems. You can actually burn a boat up. I've seen boats burn up because of a bad wheel bearing. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.